The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Boss and the Sauce Show, and we are right here live and ready to go. How's everybody feeling on the panel today?
Oh, we're
wonderful,
good over here,
man.
I'm excited to
good.
be here with you guys on a Saturday, man. It's a blessing as always, man. I said it before we got on here. 2 weeks left of regular season. It's bittersweet, but we got it rocking until mid-January, so we're stoked.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Quick, we're gonna be here for a little while. It's good to be back with you guys. Last Saturday morning, the reason I wasn't here, I had an 8-foot hole in the side of my house. I had a contractor supposed to put a door in, and I got them all lined up to go, right? First thing in the morning, hey, the door is too small. So guess what? Your boy had to get on the phone and start breaking some necks. Getting the door, bigger door. So I missed you guys last week, but everything's good. Now I got to pay for that door, so let's make some money today, guys.
We're happy to have you back, Doc.
Well, we had a decent week last week. I think I was 2-2, and Weinstein, he did the Weinstein as usual. But hopefully, I don't go up against Weinstein in none of the picks today because I want no smoke. Okay, I don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
But let's jump right into it, fellas. I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yes,
Boom.
sir. Let's go.
We got SMU at
SMU.
Virginia today, 9 a.m. SMU's a whopping 10-point favorite. The over and under sitting at 56. Now, tidbit I seen about this one. Teams ATS after playing Notre Dame are 0-8. And here's Virginia in that spot. And we got a SMU who was supposed to run it up last week, but they didn't quite get it there. It fell a little short right there. So, can you trust them to put the 10 up today, or is it where you jump on Virginia? Let's say Virginia learned some lessons from playing Notre Dame and they play a little better today. Whose game is this and where you at with it? Explain this to me.
This is my game, guys. This is my game. I was on them last week, and we didn't get the money home with them last week. But you're right about that. That's a great angle if you're looking to back the dog here. Right now SMU. If you go back and run some of our early breakdowns of the ACC down, we were talking about SMU being a bubble team, getting in the playoffs. But now, hell, they're sitting at the top of the class in the ACC, and deservingly so, sitting at 9-1. Putting some big numbers up, playing 6-0 in conference. 9-1 overall, 7-3 ATS, 5-1 to the over. So a lot of offense that happens with this team. But of late, what they've been really good at is the first half, and I peeled that back before we came on the show today. I think Virginia's live at home. They're one game away from getting bowl eligible. I still think they get probably close to the number, but I really like the first half here with SMU. Kevin Jennings is a hell of a quarterback. Lashley feels right at home. Like I talked about him being the ex-Miami coordinator, so he knows what's going on in this conference. He knows how to win here. Obviously, we see with 6-0 in conference, and I don't really want to step in front of SMU here, to try to get cute with the Virginia side, but I think it's live to cover the number. But I especially like SMU here in the first half. And Virginia, I think all but one game they were kind of like in the first halves this year, and it kind of fits here for SMU to cover the first half number here. So put me on the SMU side for the first half, and I'll get you that number here, a live number here in just 1 second. We're looking at first half number SMU. Wow, we're sitting here at a 6.5 and 7 in some spots. So that's telling right there with a 10-point game, 10.5, 11-point game. So put me on SMU minus 6.5 first half.
SMU minus 6.5. Wine time. You got anything to add to that one?
Man, I totally agree. I mean, I got burned last week too. SMU, I thought they were the clear-cut side last week. I thought they were going to win by 30 points, honestly. Come up a little bit short, but I think this is a perfect, bounce back spot for them. I mean, you mentioned it, man. This team's top of the class right now. This team has a road to the college football playoff, man. They just got to get to that ACC title game and win that ACC title game. And I mean, we'll see what happens with the other teams. I mean, maybe even if I don't know. I think they got to win the ACC title regardless. But it's a good program. Rhett Lashley's a really good coach. Jennings, this guy's got all the tools to be really good, man. This guy can sling it downfield when he's got time, and he can run with the ball too. And he's got playmakers. They got continuity over there too at SMU. Good program they're building over there. Nothing for me in this spot, but I lean towards the SMU spot because I think that they could pretty much name their number here against Virginia.
Yeah, I lean with SMU too. I think last week they did try to run it up last week. They just, got into a little fourth quarter war. And, I think they could pull it off this week, first half and full game. Good job, guys. Let's move to the next one. This one is Wake Forest at a Miami bouncing back off of a cold loss last week. And Wake Forest here, man, Brockmeyer, the quarterback over there, I don't like that guy. So, I'm always looking for a place to fade him, but 23.5. That's a lot of anger points. You're counting on Miami being angry. So I couldn't do it, man. Whose game is this one?
That's another one I got. Don't forget Miami's coming off the bye here too after the L. We knew they kept getting lucky week after week, tough games. They handily, they went out and they had a big game, earlier, a couple weeks back against Louisville, then, Florida State. And then Duke, too, they handled Duke pretty much in a big way. But, middle part of the season, they caught some early games that they were, lucky to kind of get away from. But I think here, like you said, Miami is looking to get back on track angrily. But Wake Forest, they haven't really accomplished a whole lot of stuff in the win column, but they play to the over here a little bit. And Miami, they can give it up on the defensive side, which you've seen. But yeah, I think this one, Miami. I don't like to cover the 25 or 26, whatever that number's climbing up to now, which is ridiculous. But I think Wake will get their share of points, and I think Miami will get into the high 40s here, maybe touch 50. So I like the over here. I don't know if they cover the big number, but I definitely like the over here. So I'd like Miami to run it up. Don't forget, they're sitting there with SMU, and then Clemson's knocking on the door. So they want to impress. They want to get in. They want a higher seed. Let's get Miami home here. Let's put some points on the board. I think Miami puts the game over, but I don't know about the 25, 26 points where it's sitting right now. So I do like the over here, though.
I like that. Big shout out to our guy, Razor Shark Picks in the chat. Says, shout out everyone. What up, fellas? What up, Razor? Hey, if you're not following Razor, what are you doing? Go get with the program. But I like what you're saying right there, man. But it's a total pass for me. How about you, Wine?
Yeah, that's a total pass for me too. I'm going to stay away from this game. Miami 23. It's a tough one. I'm going to stay away from this one.
That's right. We get in the goods. We get in the well-thought goods, okay? Next up, Ole Miss at Florida. I mean, so much controversy around this game, but this Ole Miss team is for real. They showed you they've been for real. But I still got to stay away from it because I don't want no part of the lane train against my boy Napier over here in Florida, who finds himself with his back against the wall right here. Whole lot of too much motion in Florida, to tell you the truth. But according to my man Winetime, this is one of those places that should be tough to play. Can that crowd stay within the number against this Ole Miss, or is this a spot where Ole Miss continues to show that they should be, I guess you say, number one in the college football? What do you think right here? Whose game is this one right here?
I'm going 3 for 3 now. 3 for 3. I'm jumping in the smoke on all these games. All these early games, too, by the way. Miami was early. SMU was early. This is a noon kick. Here's the thing about these noon kicks. They always don't shake up to what we think is going to happen because a lot of these early kicks, they do that. Big Ten, we're used to early action. Now we're talking ACC, SEC. ACC plays a lot of early games too, but this is an early game in the swamp. If this game was at nighttime, I would be putting on Ole Miss upset alert. But it's an early game, so it might have some sleepy start to it here, guys. Ole Miss deservingly so. 8-2, 7-3 ATS. So if you've been back in Ole Miss, you've been cashing some tickets. We've seen what they did earlier against Georgia. That Texas, bad day against them. But Florida now they gave, like you said, your boy Napier the stamp of approval. They gave him a little contract extension that paid off last week early on. Upset up there in Gville last week, and now they got a back-to-back home games. I mean, what does this equate to for Ole Miss's offense? This is where it's really at for them. We know they live on the defensive side. They played 2-8 to the under. I mean, 8-2 to the under. Solid defensive squad here. I don't expect fireworks early. I really don't, guys. If they're going to beat Florida's going to send a blitz. Florida's going to stack the box. I know what they're going to do. They're going to try to slow Jackson Dart down. I think this is a trench game, honestly, guys. I like what Florida's doing on the defensive side. We already know where Ole Miss lives, and I don't think Ole Miss is going to try to get cute. They're just going to try to kind of coast into the ACC championship, SEC championship game. They don't want to make no major mistakes, and they definitely don't want Florida taking them out here. So I think this is a trench game. I love the under here, guys. I think we see more. I think Ole Miss gets it by two double digits. But it stays way under the total here, guys. I see this game landing in the 40s. I think Ole Miss can still cover the number. Will they? I don't see them blowing Florida out here. I really don't. I think they can still win by doubles. Yeah, on a turnover, maybe two. But I think this game's definitely going to be one in the trenches, and I think that bodes well to the under here. So put me under 55.5 all day long.
There you go, right there. And super big shout out to our guy Razor Sharp, member of the Who-Bangin YouTube site. Remember, you guys, just if you're on the laptop, you can click the button down at the right, and you too can become a member, man. And we all, Razor's already lined up with the hoodies and all the good stuff. So become a member. We'll send you out a package or something, man. Just let us know you're working with us. But also, Razor leaves the picks up here in this chat only, gentlemen. $600 on Kansas plus 2.5 versus Colorado. This is the only chat he's sharing this bet. Not only you get the goods from the panel, but we get the goods out the chat right here, man. So, that's a reason to become a member right there alone. But it's big shout out to our guy Razor, man. And also our beloved Nutflush 16 says a triple threat, DJ Big Boss and Ragu and my man Wine Time. But let's keep this going. Let's see if we can come up on somebody else's game, because we didn't have Ragu on the hot seat right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Uh-oh.
A lot of early action today, fellas.
Maryland, early action again. Now we got some drama going on in this game right here. Iowa, they don't know exactly who's going to be playing quarterback today. McNamara was out, and he's probable. Third stringer is probable. He's even had some injuries as well. And they're playing this Maryland team who's been kind of a deer in the headlights versus any real competition. And this is one I think Iowa can get it. I'm parlayed all up into Iowa on the money line. Even if they just use their running game, even though Maryland has one of the top run defenses, Iowa just does things different. You know what I'm saying? I think they break loose. Probably a really low scoring game. Who knows what the weather and condition is out there. But I've been on Iowa since early in the week out of a parlay I had going Georgia Tech, UNLV, right into Iowa right here. So I'm just on the money line right here for now. A lot of sharps are going on the other side with Maryland, thinking, that offense at Iowa just don't look. I think it's a good spot for Iowa to get a road win, to see what type of bowl game they get going down the stretch. Who else? I think we all on this game. Are you on this one too, Big Gregu?
Yeah, I am. Is Wine on it?
I'm not on this one, guys.
You're not on it, huh?
I'll give a little talk about it after you guys, though. I can say something.
So it's going to be the left. It's going to be a lot of right coast action and a lot of left coast action coming late on your side. But I got most of the right coast action or East Coast action. You want to call it that? Yeah, I'm with you, DJ, on this spot here with the Hawkeyes. To me, it's not going to matter, even though actually, they're better off at what McNamara does. He doesn't really stretch the field like the backup quarterback does in this particular spot. But what they do accomplish is they can establish a run against the Maryland team that kind of gives it up on the ground a little bit. I think Maryland's going to come out trying to, beat the Iowa secondary, which they've had some success. But Iowa, they haven't been covering a lot of numbers in conference, believe it or not. They're only like 1-6, but we've been cashing those team totals with Iowa. And even with McNamara coming in, I still think, they turn around and get the job done here. It's not going to matter. It's going to be a run-heavy game, without a doubt. And I think Iowa can get to the number here. Will it be I lean towards the under, too, guys. Slight under lean. I mean, that number's been ticking down. I think it was sitting at 45 something. Now it's sitting at 42. So I think we're seeing a lot of sharp action on the under here. But I still think Iowa gets the cover here, guys. I still think they double them up. More than single digits here. Put me on Iowa to cover that. Now it's down to 4. Is it going the other way? I haven't even looked at it, to be honest with you, right now. But I think Iowa gets it done at least by a touchdown. Is the number moving down, or is that an early number? Is that a stale number?
That number was moving down. I did those yesterday. I seen it up as high as 6 earlier in the week.
Yeah,
it took a big drop. They said the announcement of the quarterback situation is probably justifies why the number jumped.
Yeah. Well, if McNamara doesn't come in, I'm going to put a caveat on this game. Even if McNamara doesn't come in, I'm definitely on the under. But if McNamara is the starter, I think they cover the number by double digits. So put that down as a caveat play for me.
There we go.
I agree with it, guys. Honestly, I mean, looks like a clear-cut Iowa spot, whereas Iowa struggled on the road this year, but this isn't a hostile environment that Maryland's really going to give you here. I do think it might be. Is it senior day? I mean, at noon, maybe. With that being said, man, Iowa, they're struggling this year, guys. I mean, I've been watching them firsthand. It's a team we've been backing kind of the last couple of years, backing Coach Kirk. They put a lot of the NIL money to keep these players from going to the NFL draft last year, to keep them here for their senior year. And it's really backfired on them, but they could really finish strong here, go 8-4, go to a good bowl game, and, and still have a decent season. I mean, you have the resources at Iowa. There's only so much you can do in the Big Ten. They've had a tough schedule, especially on the road. Going to environments that they're not used to. I mean, not saying the Rose Bowl was a crazy environment, but that's a tough travel spot for them to go to Iowa, and all those kids going to Hollywood. Just it's a different site. Some of these kids have never been to LA and stuff like that. And with that being said, I do think Iowa gets it done here. It's a team that if I was going to money line a parlay, they would definitely be in it. Laying the 4.5 right now, I still think they can get it done. They should get it done. I mean, they're the clear-cut better team here. You give the ball to Caleb Johnson and Cade McNamara throws it less than 20 times in this game and doesn't turn the ball over, you're going to win this game by 10+. But we'll see.
I agree. And Sullivan, who has been the starter, I'm comfortable with McNamara. We don't expect him to stretch the field anyway. So
yeah, I don't think
they win games when he plays. So
yeah,
I'm on it.
I don't think it's not a drop-off at quarterback. I think Cade might even be – I was a little surprised. Everyone was kind of high on Sullivan because he got that 1 or 2 wins, but I wasn't high on the guy. I don't know. I think McNamara can do just what that guy does, if not maybe a little bit better. Maybe not stretch the ball downfield, but he won't turn it over, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too. And the dramatic change on that offense was mostly the offensive coordinator, not so much the quarterback situation. It just opened up a lane for McNamara. So the proof is in the pudding right there. So. Yeah, I like it, and I don't see how Weinstein gives the greatest breakdown on the game. He's not even on, but that was a great breakdown.
I love Iowa, man. I love backing their team, and I just can't right here. I just can't. I'm maybe in a parlay. We'll see.
There we go. Let's keep it moving right here. Let's see if Big Ragu can take a break on this one. This probably the biggest game of the day right here. It's gonna be Ohio State and Indiana. I really if you've been riding Indiana this far, you got to go ahead and stick with Indiana. But if you just jumping into this battle and you're looking at the stats and weighing the odds and everything, then you're probably gonna say this is a great spot for Ohio State right here. But I'm not actually on this game right here. I mean, it's not much you could say at this point in the season about these two teams. It's like if you haven't seen them go yet, then you just haven't seen them go. This Indiana team, they be frickering on offense and defense. I mean, they have the ability to cause turnovers. They make plays when it count, and they're tuned in Signetti's system over there. And this is the biggest game Indiana has played in umpteen years versus this Ohio State team with this highly criticized coach Ryan Day, who they've been getting the job done at the end of the day. They slipped up early in the season versus Oregon, and other than that, they've been on track. But I want to find a way because I've been benefiting off of Indiana to this point to take Indiana, but I didn't take it. If I would have took it early in the week when it was close to like 14 or I think 13 and a half, it would have made a lot of sense. But now that I've just came all the way down to 10, only thing I could think about playing, and I'm still contemplating it, is Indiana first half, because sometimes Ohio State just starts off really slow and come out after a halftime whipping from the coach. They get it together and go and cover in the second half. So I would lean Indiana first half, but they only want to give me 6.5 at Bovada. I need a 7 to make me feel comfortable taking Indiana first half. But other than that, I'm gonna stay away from the game. Weinstein already said in the chat, if you've been watching, where he's at. Weinstein, give him the reasonings. Sing that song.
Yeah, boss, we're on Ohio State in this spot, man. Indiana, man, what's going to happen when they face adversity this season? They haven't faced it yet this season. They haven't necessarily been down in a game or even been close in a game where they've had to worry too much. You look at Ohio State, their strength of schedule, it's top 10. You look at Indiana, it's close to 100. Shout out to my guy, Jimmy Collins, right there. That's my guy, Doc's friend right there. Shout out to you, always showing out. Shout out to Meals in the chat, my guy, Barry, Nutbush Allen, legend, Razor Sharp Pick, Skyler, everyone in there, man. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, guys, I think this is a clear cut Ohio State.
1 second, Wine. 1 second, Wine. I want to cut off your chat, but I was waiting for the boys to show up right here because I had something special for them.
Oh yeah.
Our guys that's hanging out in the party barn right now, Jimmy and them. I got a special one for you. I stopped the show right here for y'all because I love you guys so much. But the ATNC 33 pick of the day. Y'all, he says he's been doing kind of bad, but he still got the motor ticking today. And here goes his pick of the
UL Monroe plus
That's
3.
sick.
That's for the boys in the park.
That fits him right there. That plus 3. He's a doggy dog player. He's not a chalky player. He's a doggy player. He likes the dogs.
There you go, right there, man. Just a little special one, man. We love AT's been supporting us since day one. Just since they coach, y'all don't know, and all the guys at the party barn, they love Who-Bangin. So yeah, we had to stop the show. But go ahead, Weinstein. Finish giving them the goods.
Yeah, man. I just think the strength. I talked about the strength of schedule. One thing about Indiana, what they have been able to do is stop the run. Guys, they're second in the nation at only giving up 2.3 yards per carry on the ground. Very impressive. Give or take, their strength of schedule hasn't been there yet. Ohio State has beaten Indiana 29 straight games. Guys, crazy. I don't think anything is going to change here. We're talking about a top 5 matchup with a double-digit spread, guys. It's too easy to take Indiana here, just looking at everything. Taking out all the statistics in this, guys. If you look at the stats, you look at these games, you look at the film, you're going to think Indiana right away. How do they not maybe win this game outright? I think the odds makers are telling us everything we need to know here because I think Ohio State is playing for their life here. Some people are saying if they lose this game, they could still be in the college football playoff, I guess, losing to 2 teams. But I think this game means everything to Ryan Day and Chip Kelly over there, and they're going to have to get it done. This is a $30 million roster, guys. This is, these are guys that are going to be playing on Sundays, and they need to get it done. If not, there's going to be some firing going on over there this season. And I don't think Ryan Day wants that by any means. And so I think he's going to come out here and show something. One thing they do struggle is in the first half. If you're going to take an Indiana side here, guys, it's only the first half, but I would hold back on it, honestly, just for the fact that Ohio State, maybe they haven't shown us everything yet. And Chip Kelly brings out his bag of tricks today with the elite playmakers he had. This is the most weapons he's ever had on offense at his display, with the 2 running backs in Henderson and Judkins, the 2 wide receivers in Smith and Najubo. They got the $1 million quarterback in Will Howard, who, he's not an NFL guy. If you ask me, he can get it done though. He's a good quarterback still. He's in a good system. They're going to get it done here, guys. They win this game by 15 to 20 points. I got in earlier at the week at -13. I'd still take it here. It's down to a -10 because of the injury news for Ohio State. Most of the public was hammering Indiana going into this. Now it's about a 50-50 split on the market wise. If you're back in Indiana all year, guys, I totally get back in them here. I totally understand it, guys. I haven't been, so I'm going to take the number 2 team in the nation, the team that needs to win this game. So give me Ohio State minus the spread. I got -13, so give me minus.
Let it keep going down. Let it keep going down.
Yeah,
Let it keep going down.
I'm gonna take it again at -10 right after this.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm with you on this one. I gotta jump in my 2 cents worth, right?
Go for it. Go for it.
Two great defenses. We don't see just not to put a little snide on the SEC, but if you look at the Big Ten, they're very top heavy, right? 4 out of the top 5 teams in the nation are in the Big Ten. So have they flipped the switch on the SEC? Where it's always Ohio State trying to sneak in with the SEC teams. But I think everything's come to roost with, the realignment, the NIL now. So, SEC is not king of the beast anymore. We got 3 real good teams in the Big Ten here. And, hey, public dogs, guys. This is a very public spot for Indiana. I think the sharp play definitely is going to be on Ohio State. I know the money's coming that way on Indiana. The public money's coming in. The books have got their arms wide open, guys, for you to take Indiana here. So I'm going to take pause. I told my buddies up in the barn this morning, lay the wood, lay the lumber with Ohio State. This is a game where they're going to show out, like Juan was saying. Signetti's done a fantastic job. Adversity hasn't come their way yet. It's adversity's already hit in Columbus, with the Oregon loss. Ohio State wants to make things right, guys. They're not going to lay down. A lot of one-loss teams at the top, in the Big Ten. A lot of 2-loss teams in the SEC. Today we'll have another one, and it's not going to be Ohio State. Lay the lumber with Ohio State, guys. I think they get the job done.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, fellas. I'm sorry. I can't roll with y'all on that one, man. I think that I would take, and we're on here to disagree. I love these spots. I'm taking Cincinnati's system over Chip Kelly's offensive coordinator all day. I mean, this is a system that he's designed that's working. I mean, not only that, the guys are motivated to play and run in his system. That's a unique thing, and that's the kind of thing where Ohio State tends to trip up plenty of times in Ryan Day. They're going to have to figure out Indiana first. Indiana's not coming in there to figure out Ohio State. They already know what they do. They already know what they've been doing. Ohio State hasn't been in the same arena against this Cignetti system. It's going to take time for that to develop. I'm going to go live. I'm going to be looking for an early good play. It's got to be over 7 for Indiana in the first half. But I just had to let people know that.
That makes sense. I like the live look. If they get down early, then you're going to get a little bit of value there with the number, of course. But like I say, I think it's a heavily publicly backed dog here. I've got to go and look at the ticket counts and the bets. But I think we're looking at. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick, my guys.
I got to give them some.
Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State has got ticket count and at 54, 56 on the money. So, and the numbers drop. So that might be sharp action. It might be sneaky sharp action here, guys. Even though it looks public, it might be sneaky sharp. But I still like Ohio State.
I would think that the sharp would probably be more on the full game, but that first half, I think, and my son's also an Ohio State fan, and from him and I going back and forth for years, and he even told me, he brought it to my recognition that when Ohio State comes out, they're either cold or hot. They either just start tearing off, or they'll start off a little cold and they'll figure it out in the second half. We've already known. We've seen them against little small schools where they start off and be like, wow, it's a 7-point game in the first half, and then second half they cover by 30 or whatever.
Boss,
But
what would happen if Indiana goes up 7-0? Would you maybe look at Ohio State live or no?
no. I'm not gonna play both sides. All I'm really looking for is that 14 again. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get back to that, but I'd rather it in the first half because I feel there's more value there. But I can't take it at 6.5. It's kind of setting myself up. I
Yeah,
think
it's
right there.
tough to
So
just watching Chip Kelly all these years too. Sometimes in the first half, it just comes out flat and he doesn't give you anything. And then a completely different game plan the second half. I could definitely see Indiana being live in the first. That's why I didn't take Ohio State in the first half, just because of that. If like Ohio State scores a touchdown in the first half and it's like a 10-7 Indiana type game, and if so, I'll take Ohio State live. But we'll see. I think Ohio State. This game means too much.
yeah, I'll probably be wrong again. But anyways, it was fun to talk about it. Let's go to the
Hey
next
man,
game.
before we got on camera, he says, "I don't want to go up against wine." Right?
Yeah, I didn't want to go up, but now I got to go up against wine and ragu.
You
So I
you
don't
gotta live
know.
in the smoke a little bit, man. Come on, let's get it done.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is an interesting game too. My party with BYU, that party train is over. I'm out of there. Arizona State with Scatterboo. Whenever Scatterboo is playing, I think they got a chance. But I'm not willing. I mean, this game probably should have been more of a pick 'em. Hopefully that lucky side comes out of BYU, or maybe it's not luck. Maybe it's just those guys are older and they dig a little deeper when they're in the clutch. But this one thing that I'm noticing this year, we're all a work of art and we're constantly learning because things are changing in sports betting and stuff, is that teams who have a well-developed run game tend to close games better than
Yep.
all of those other teams. A lot of teams are really, especially in the NFL too, they're really, they could put up a bunch of points, but then like Chargers, for instance, last week, going down the stretch of the game, if you don't have a running game that could sustain maintaining that lead, then they always end up letting the back door stay open and the other teams can catch up. So with this Arizona State team, if they happen to get in front, Weinstein could probably tell you what the environment's going to be like over there. They're a little more they're a little north. I think they should be getting a little rain, right? They should be getting a little bad weather or
It's
cold
supposed to
weather
be
or something.
beautiful. It's actually supposed to
Oh,
be beautiful
beautiful.
there today.
Yeah, it's the desert anyways, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave this one alone. I really I took BYU all the way to the edge. I was on them when they won, and I was on them when Oklahoma State covered. So I'm gonna just back off of this one, and I'm gonna let Weinstein handle it because I know he's on this game.
Yeah, let me take care of business right here, guys. This is a game this is a game I'm just very heavily invested in, guys. This is a game that I love absolutely with Arizona State, man. You guys know me over the last couple of years about picking these coaches that I like to continuously back. It's been Kyle Whittingham. I found a new coach, and his name's Kenny Dillingham. I think this guy is going to be the new face of college football here in the next 5 years. This guy's 34 years old. He was coaching high school football in Tempe 7 years ago for a linebackers coach at a local high school. What does he do? He hires his head high school football coach as his special teams coordinator. Love everything he's doing over there. The culture he's building. Came over from an Oregon system. He recruited Dante Moore. Dante Moore flipped to UCLA because he went to ASU and he didn't want to go to ASU. It was just, that's not an appealing school to go to, but Kenny Dillingham is making this school more appealing. He brings over the Michigan State transfer and Sam Levitt. This guy's getting it done. This guy's rising on every NFL draft board in 2026, man. This kid has an arm. He can take off and run with it. And it also helps when you have one of the better running backs in the Big 12 in Cam Scatterboo. I mean, this guy is the hardest guy to tackle in all of college football. And what do they like to do? Get him the ball. They're going to hand it off to him 20 to 25 times a game. They're going to throw it to him 5 times a game. Kenny Dillingham, interesting what he said about his offense is that he wants to get the ball in his playmakers' hands. And if he gets the ball in his playmakers' hands, let them do what they do, and they're going to be special. This team was supposed to be, at the bottom of the ranks going into this year. This team is now potentially going to compete for a Big 12 championship and maybe even go to the college football playoff with a win here and a win next week against Arizona. I moved on ASU to win the Big 12 at plus 350. I even think that's a little weird that it's that. I wish I would have gotten like a plus 500, plus 600, but I think it's plus only 350 for a reason, because I think they're going to get it done here against BYU. I think it's a 3.5 now for a reason. I think more of the public's going to come in on BYU because they got the hook now. I got the -3 earlier in the week. It's really been -3 all week up until this morning. Love ASU. I think they're going to get it done here. Lowest ticket price today is going to be $400. This is going to be a sold out arena, a sold out crowd. It's going to be a good game, guys. So give me ASU minus the 3 all day here.
I like it. That was a beautiful one. What, you got any words to sprinkle on that, Big Ragu?
Oh, man, it's a great breakdown by Wine on that. But interestingly enough, with the Big 12, what has happened here with some of these Pac-12 teams coming in, injecting new life into it. I mean, it's heavily Pac-12 influence right now at the top. If you look at Colorado, BYU not so much, but they're basically a Pac-12X team. Iowa State has been there for a minute. So yeah, I mean, I get it. With Arizona, the bottom tier team, that should be a walk-in. But don't forget BYU 14, Colorado 16, Iowa State 22. 3 top 25 teams at Arizona State. Even though they're not ranked, they're sitting at the top of the class too. So they can not make a name for themselves. But
ASU's 21. Review.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door for sure. So interesting, great breakdown. Means everything for the squad. So definitely motivation. Playing at home, and I like the breakdown a lot.
There it is. Let's keep it rolling. We got quite a few ones to go, so I'm trying to speed it up because games are going to be starting soon. Next up, this is a big game for a lot of people. A lot of bettors I know are back in Kansas right here, and this is similar to Indiana with Colorado. If you've been riding that Colorado wave to this point, why change right here? Now, we usually on this show have that Colorado first quarter. I'm not feeling that first quarter this time, even though it cashed easy last week. I'm not feeling it right here. This Kansas team is volatile, man. They at times they show a lot of pizzazz and everything on the offensive side, and they could play some defense too. But this Colorado team, they like quiet as kept. I think it just goes to primetime system is that he has a highly motivated team. In the middle of a series, they can change their whole attitude. You know what I mean? So especially on that defensive line where they've been getting much better with Warren Sapp over there. And those guys got a little bit of size to them. But this Shador, it's a really low total in this one because, I mean, they just play around with the ball sometimes the way he could just throw it up there and Hunter just grab it in all kinds of wicked ways. Hunter's front running for the Heisman. He doesn't need a loss right here either, and he's going to be able to try to protect that on both sides of the ball. So that's kind of interesting in this game. I'm staying way, way, way away from this. Who's ever on this one, let the people have the goods.
Here's the goods on it, okay? To Razor's point, I know this is his play, right? He gave out the free $600. Thank you for doing that, Razor. We love you, brother. And I get it. I 100% get why, because you're looking at a Kansas team that just took out Iowa State and BYU, top of the class teams, and they're making some noise right now. They're playing solid football, and they're doing it however they have to do it. They're rising to the occasion, stepping up or down, whichever way they need to go. Score points, play defense, they're doing it all. But I get it. But let's flip the switch a little bit. Colorado, what they've done is nothing but spectacular this year. Sitting at 7-0 conference in overs, right? And here comes Kansas. They're playing to the over, 5-2 to the over. So I expect one or the other to dictate. I expect both to dictate pace in this game. So this is a game that I think goes flying over the 53.5. I don't care what people might say. Colorado's defense has done this, and they're going to step up with defense. But we're talking about Heisman candidates that they want to show out a little bit here. They want to do it against a very viable Kansas team. So I love the over here, guys. Put me on the over. One of these teams is going to fly over. I think it's Colorado. Maybe a team total over too, but I don't think we see a defensive battle here, guys. I think we see a ton of offense here. I think Colorado's kind of flipped the switch on the offense with the Heisman look on both their players here. So over the total, 53.5.
I love it, Doc, honestly. I mean, they're going to continue to give the ball to Travis Hunter. Deion's already said that. He's saying that every single week. We're going to continue to give him the ball. They had him score a rushing touchdown last week with 1.5 minutes to go when they were up double digits. Didn't even need to score that touchdown. They want to give him stats at this point. What does Colorado and Kansas both do successfully? Push the ball downfield explosively at times. They both can do that. You've got two dynamic quarterbacks, one in Jalen Daniels. Shout out to him over here from Long Beach, man. He went over to forgot what high school he went to, man. But this kid has got every tool to be really good, man. 6 foot 220, he can run with it. He's not the best pocket passer. He needs protection. So Kansas is going to have to keep him upright. We know Warren Sapp's got that Colorado D-line going over there. Colorado, man, playing with a lot of motivation right now. A lot of just everything's going in the right direction for them right now. And they're rolling, man. And if they continue to roll, they're going to go to the college football playoff. Man, the more I look at this, I'm on Kansas, guys. Kansas the last couple of weeks, you guys know, I've been very heavy on them. They've been treating me right here these last couple of weeks, and I'm becoming a Kansas fan now. And I think that they're going to be able to get it done here. It just kind of worries me. I mean, just hearing Doc say, they just beat Iowa State, they just beat BYU, like two teams that, like, is this a letdown spot? Another ranked team? Like, that's the one thing I'm a little worried about in this spot. Maybe Colorado. It's simple. Kansas might not be able to guard them. They have two all Big 12 cornerbacks over there to guard Hunter. But, I mean, we'll see. Hunter hasn't been able to be guarded all year this year. I'm on Kansas plus the 3, though, guys. I think they're going to get them outright. But it could be the only thing that worries me is a letdown spot. But I love Kansas here. I'm on Kansas all day.
Rock chalk, baby. Let's go.
Ooh, I'm looking right here. They got it right here. Over 6.5 for Colorado first quarter. It is a whopping 160, but it sounds like something I might want to just. It sounds like almost automatic that they'll score a touchdown in the first quarter.
They can, yeah. When they hit those explosive plays, boss, like it's crazy. Like I keep thinking, like they're getting lucky. It's like no, they're just drawing these plays up and they're just executing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't see these explosive plays happen that much. So if Kansas can limit those in a hostile environment, it's senior afternoon, I guess you can call it. I don't know why it's not a night game if it's senior day, but it is senior day. So the seniors are going to want to go out and open. You know what? Take Devin Neal rushing props in this one too. I bet he's going to have a game today. That guy's a good running back over there. He's going to go after that Colorado defense.
Yeah, 72% Shador pass efficiency. I mean, 72% completion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lay it, but maybe if it's kind of later in the day, so I have a good day. I like I don't want to get in the way of Kansas or Colorado, but shit, I know if Kansas scores first, then Colorado's gonna want to follow. That's the kind of ball they play. Like, oh, you did that, we're gonna do this. Oh, you did that, we're gonna do this. Yeah. And sometimes I think they be on the side of the bettors. That one game, I swear, it was a couple seconds left, and they covered that first quarter by a touchdown. But I don't know. Great breakdown, guys. I'm gonna let that one marinate. I don't want to attach myself to nothing permanently in a lot of these games, but I like that look. Next up, Auburn at Texas A&M. Auburn burned me early in the year, so I'm off of them. Texas A&M, I'm not really excited about Texas A&M, even though I think that they should get it going either now or they're going to eventually become a lot better over there in the SEC. But I'm totally off this one. So one of you senior executive bettors, go ahead and take care of this one.
Are you on this one, Doc, or no?
No, I'm off of it. It's all you,
man. This is a matchup I'm on. I don't know how I'm not on Auburn in this spot, guys. You guys know me. This would be a clear-cut Auburn spot, being at home against the number 15 team in the nation. You mentioned it, boss. Has this team impressed us at all this year? Hasn't impressed me, man. But yet they have a route to the college football playoff. If they have a big win here, they do have to play Texas next week. I think, honestly, Auburn gets A&M today, guys. A&M gets Texas next week, but I'm not going to give that out right now. I am on a different part in this game. I am on the under, and I got in. I just want to make sure I'm giving out the right. Got in, I believe, at 47.5. It's a 46.5 right now. Buy up, get that 47 if you want it. You probably get it for minus 115 at some spots. I think this is going to be a tough place to score. I mean, look at Auburn, guys. They've been able to push the ball downfield all year, and they just can't score in the red zone. They burned me, too, by throwing that pick six against Oklahoma to lose the ball. Like, how do you lose by throwing a pick six when you're up 4? Like, it just doesn't happen, man, and that happened. And Peyton Thorne, this guy, when he gets in the red zone, he just gets flustered. He's a young guy. Don't get me wrong, Freeze has got a good recruiting trail going on over there at Auburn. He's recruiting the right guys right now from the high school level, trying to build something over there. but I just don't know. I can't take a side in this one because I don't know how Auburn's going to be able to score in this one. And Texas A&M, they don't impress me too much on offense either. They're going to run the ball, and that quarterback over there is not the best in the pocket. So we'll see. I'm on the under, though, 47.5, guys. I don't think this touches 40, honestly. I think this is going to be like a 17-13 type of ball game.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
number's a little telling, though. That number looks a little trappy to me, for a team that's kind of scattered a couple wins, against a team that's, well coached. Hugh Freeze, it's definitely a down year for him. And Elko, he kind of picked up the pieces, back at A&M. So he's gonna have a great program down the road too. But that number looks a little trappy. A 15th ranked A&M team, only a point and a half or two and a half at Auburn on the road. It's a little bit telling to me here. So I'd stay away. The total probably looks solid though. I like that 45.5. I like the under here too. So that's telling.
Yeah,
the way the game's going to be played, that's a telling number. 1.5 or 2.5 and a low total.
Yeah, good thing Wine got that early. He beat it by 2 points already because I got these lines on here since yesterday. So he got a 47.5 and it's down to 45.5. And Big Red Goose still endorses it at 45.5. Games are almost getting ready to go on, so we're going to speed it up because we only got 2 picks left. This one is mine's, guys. It's mine's. I jumped on it earlier in the week, though, and I got Wisconsin plus the 2.5.
Oh.
Fickle versus Matt Rule. Nebraska came out strong, but ever since, and that's pretty much it was kind of opposite last year. They started off kind of bad and they picked up at the end of the season last year. But this year, it's the reverse. They started off good, and now I think they are outclassed against this Wisconsin team. Is solid, man. This team is more solid than people think, and the number looks fishy as well, starting off at 2.5, like Big Red Goose said. Telltale signs right here, and this one goes off at 12:30. I was supposed to play it way earlier before I had Big Red Goose in the hot seat, but this is me right here. I got it at Wisconsin plus 2.5. I'm taking Wisconsin. They're giving me some last minute woes though. Paralysis by overanalysis. I keep looking at all the rhetoric in the game, and I'm starting to think that Nebraska has a chance. But the Wisconsin team is balanced, so balanced on defense. On offense, they can pass and run. On defense, sometimes they're shut down. Sometimes it opens up a little bit, but that's kind of typical of the same thing that Fickle did at Cincinnati. So in this case, if this was Cincinnati and Nebraska, and they was given +2 for Cincinnati, I would take Cincinnati. So in this one, with a better team, a Fickle with a better team versus a team like Nebraska, he's gonna show them the way right here. So I'm on Wisconsin. Anybody disagree?
I don't disagree at all. I'm definitely leaning towards the Wisconsin side. I like the direction they're going rather than Nebraska's direction. You look at Matt Rule this week in his press conference, a lot of excuses. His team's sick. Everything's disappointing. Well, what happens when you bring an offensive coordinator off the freaking street and give him to your offense a weekend to him getting there?
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing here, Matt Rule? Like, I don't know. When that was such a bonehead move, and don't get me wrong, had the chance to win last week against SC. Didn't get it done here. Wisconsin, I like the direction they're going. I like the defense and secondary. I think they're going to pick apart Dylan Raiola today. I'm on the under, though, guys. 42.5 in this one. It's a 41.5. I still like it. Both teams are going to run the ball and take time off the clock. I don't think this hits 40. I'm on the under in this spot.
It's a Wisconsin or pass. It's got to be. Hogerson, like you said, just bring him on in. Open the playbook, try to make some. He's looking for answers there. Fickle. It's got to be Wisconsin or pass here for me.
Yeah, and like you guys just mentioned about the travel. You traveled out here for an upsetting USC game, and then even though you are at home, you're playing some top-notch competition that's going to put you to the test today. So let's go Wisconsin in that one. Brings us to the granddaddy of them all, which you all been waiting for. We talked about this in our chat group early in the week. I said that it was a 500. Minus 500 that Wine would be on UCLA. Big Red Goose said it was minus 800 that Wine Time would be on UCLA. And Wine Time said it himself. Y'all should have made it minus 2,000 that I was going to be on UCLA. And we reached that game right here. But I'm ready. I'm not getting involved with this game, and I'm just throwing it out there to see if Wine better backs his team in
Is this a
UCLA.
bum fight, DJ? Is it a bum fight?
Oh no, this is. I mean, right here in California, this is the game. I mean, everybody was wearing their UCLA. I mean, everywhere you work in the corporate world, they're either USC or they're UCLA.
Yep.
So this is always big time, no matter if they were both hadn't won a game for the year. So it's big time game right here. However they look at it, and they playing it at the Rose Bowl. But this is the sneak. I'm gonna let Weinstein give his breakdown, but I'm gonna say this first so he can think about this and include this in his breakdown. Right, and the number was shooting the USC way too. A lot of the public is coming in on USC. The sharps are definitely on UCLA, but this is the dilemma we had one time. The defense at UCLA is basically the same defense of the defensive coordinator at USC. It's just that the defense at UCLA is all they had to hold on, and this guy is proven. I mean, the USC defense is not immaculate, but he's upgraded it for sure from what it was. So his theory is proven. So it's kind of like that Super Bowl with Tampa Bay and the Raiders, where they got your playbook over there from UCLA, and I think that's going to cause the game to go. I don't know which way it could go from that type of volatility, because like I said, USC should be able to break down y'all defense because they know how y'all running it. They didn't change much to it. It's just it's what's been working. So I think that might could cause a problem today. But getting 5 with UCLA is great. I think this game probably comes down to a last-minute field goal. It's going to be historic right there at the Rose Bowl. Are you going to be in attendance, though?
I will not be there in this game. I will be sitting in my living room in a dark room watching this game. I will be locked in on this game. I don't even know if any of the boys are coming over for this one. My wife's got a birthday to go to tonight, so I'm gonna be locked in, and I'm excited about it too. You guys know what side I'm heading to in this one. I'm not going to give out the money line here on UCLA. Let's talk about two coaches who want this more. Talk about a guy, Lincoln Riley, coming in from a different system. Not really a USC guy. He didn't go to USC, never coached at USC, got paid $1 billion to go there and to, bring whoever he wanted over there and get a private jet and the big mansion. What they do this last offseason, man, they go after UCLA's D coordinator and they say, come over here. We got a nice house waiting for you, and we got a couple $1 million for you rather than $800,000 that UCLA is paying you. And UCLA didn't want to match it. And, I understand why. They upgraded. They moved their defensive line coach, Akiki Maloa, to the defensive coordinator. And what did he say in the beginning of the year? Boss touched on it. He is going to run the exact same defense as D'Anton Lynn did. A couple tweaks, and we've seen the tweaks over these last couple weeks. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to go off on a limb here. I mean, who's done a better job here on the defense side of the football this season? It's going to be UCLA, and they're paying this guy like $600, $700. I mean, not that much money, but he's a guy that loves the program. He was very honored to get the position of the D coordinator. He thought he was almost going to be out of a job after all the coaching changes. They went to him and said, this guy brought Latu over from Washington here, and we're seeing what Latu is doing in the NFL. I just think it's going to come down to which players want to play for these coaches more. The Battle of LA. This is a underrated rivalry, 12 miles apart, couples divided, houses divided, friends divided, family divided. I mean, Boss mentioned it, man. When you grow up in this area, you're a fan of one of the two teams. And, I was just telling my wife earlier, I was like, I'm so blessed that I was raised a UCLA fan and not a USC fan. Just seeing I've seen all the USC fans, just all the hate towards like UCLA and stuff, and saying how they're such the big bro. It's just like, I don't know. It's so arrogant. And I love shout out to USC fans. I got a lot of friends who are USC fans. We talk our smack too. So shout out to you guys out there. It's all love at the end of the day because we're all one city. We're all a family pretty much. These kids are going to be going against kids that have been playing against each other their whole lives, a lot of them, other than the kids coming from the East Coast. When you grow up in the LA region, Bosco, Mater Dei, where do you go? I mean, these schools, not so much UCLA anymore. USC is getting the better recruiting, but UCLA is on the way right now. And I think this game means everything to Foster. He went there. I mean, he scored 4 touchdowns in a game against USC. I'm sure he's played that highlight all along. USC brings in a new quarterback, Jid Maeva. Looked very suspect last week. If you actually break down the film, a lot of catches that probably should have went the other way. They didn't. Give me UCLA plus the 4.5 points here, guys. We're going to take that here in the spot.
Yeah, and the Maeva situation is the reason that you might want to lean on the under too, because it's going to be a running affair right here. But you didn't mention nothing. Now I got to do checks and balances on you now, Wine, because games getting ready to start anyhow. But you didn't mention nothing about the UCLA office and how they're going to get it done on that side of the ball, because that's where they struggle. And they've been getting lucky and getting by and doing what they've been doing lately. But Big Ragu, now do you see why I'm a Notre Dame fan? People always ask me, like, how
Yeah,
did I
I
grow up
get it now, man.
down the
I
street?
get it.
This is
You
why
can
I'm
kind
a
of
Notre
sidestep
Dame
all
fan.
that stuff and just head
Yes.
right to head to the Midwest. You know what I mean? Hang out where it's nice and safe. I get it. I get it.
Hey, yeah, that's why I'm a Notre Dame fan. For everybody who ever asks me that question, I'm gonna show them this thing right here. This is why I'm a Notre Dame fan. I have nothing to do with this game right here, but of course, I'm gonna be in that dark room next week watching USC and Notre Dame go at it,
It
and
comes
nobody's
360 next
invited.
week for you, brother.
Yeah,
Comes
yeah,
360.
360. Because like I said on Jimmy Show, if you're a fan of this rivalry, then you know that in history from way back, it's always one team doing way better than the other team, and then we knock each other off in
Yeah.
that last
Yep.
game.
Good
So
stuff, though.
I'm gonna be shaking. Believe it or not, I'm gonna be shaking in my boots, and people gonna be saying, "Man, Notre Dame's way better than USC. Man, this is probably gonna be a 10-point spread or something." But yeah, I'm gonna be shaking in my shoes. But that's some good breakdown, some good stuff. You got anything to add, Big Ragu, before we can let the
No,
people
man,
go?
you guys said it all there. I just sit back and enjoyed every minute of that one. So, yeah,
Let's
good
Yeah.
go,
luck.
boys. I'm
Yeah,
stoked.
Good
that
luck to
was
you,
that
man.
was that was that was our treat from the West Coast to you over there in Florida, Big
I
Ragu.
love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
You live the day over here right now. But
Oh yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it for sure.
well,
I'm
let
gonna.
us get out of here, man. Everybody, cash your bets, man. I'm on a comeback today. Oh, let's do a recap real quick though. I'm only on a couple games though. I'm on the Wisconsin, and I'm also on that Iowa game. And I'm tempted. As much love as Razor showed us, he gave us the great pick with Kansas, and as much as wine times on that one, I really want to take that over 6.5 for Colorado in the first quarter over there. I really like that play. And I was just grazing over here. Everybody's on Arizona State, man. I think Arizona State. I
Yeah.
might have to add that one too. I said an easy three.
I think they're going to be. I mean, and it's crazy too, boss. 45% of the tickets are coming in on them. More the public is betting BYU, so which we like. And it's going to be home field advantage. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a sold out crowd. Everyone wants to be at this game in Tempe.
You want to give them a run back of your plays, Big Ragu?
Yeah, I got the SMU in the first half, right? I got the
Mhm.
over in the Miami game. I got the under. I'm on some totals today, guys. I'm on the under Ole Miss, Florida. I like the Iowa side there, and I like the over in the Colorado Kansas game. So
There it
you
is.
go.
Can
Five
you
plays.
give them a quick rundown, Wine time?
Oh yeah, Kansas +3, UCLA +4.5, Ohio State -13, Wisconsin, Nebraska under 42.5, ASU -3. And yeah, that's all we're looking at. We're getting kickoff right now, guys. Crazy. It's already we went on for almost an hour today.
Yeah. And we're gonna have to get out of here though. It was fun, man. We had some good ones. I liked everything. Too
Yes, sir.
bad
That was
y'all
a
got
blast.
like 5 plays and I got 2, but it's
Hey,
all good.
don't
Everybody
forget
have a
it's Thanksgiving next week, guys. So want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. That's for sure.
Yep.
That's for
Happy
sure, for
Thanksgiving,
sure. And
everyone.
come back next week and check us out. We had a great turnout today. I appreciate all y'all.
The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Yeah.